Aloha family, this is Kevin O. In this video I'll be sharing a perspective on censorship as it's existing now on social media and most mainstream news outlets here in May of 2020. So let's make something really clear and just use simple logic. I want to preface this that I'm not an expert in this by any means. I don't claim to be. This is just an opinion and an observation, and take it for what it's worth. If this is resonating with you, I'd love to hear your opinion on this topic. But let's put it this way. The idea of monitoring and fact-checking and calling out fake news, right? It's really intense and hot right now. Assumedly, the idea behind censorship and reporting fake news or fact-checking media is to protect people from false information, right? To protect people from misinformation, to guard against disinformation. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's kind of the idea behind it, right? Let me just reveal how absurd that is for multiple reasons. The first one is, it implies that the person receiving the information can't decide for themselves or discern for themselves if that information is good for them. Like a parent would for a child, right? Like a parent putting child lock on the door handle so the child doesn't jump out of a moving vehicle, or putting a channel restriction so the child's not watching, pornography or super violent films when they're young and impressionable. That makes sense, but does it make sense for an American citizen, an adult person, to have their information child locked? It doesn't to me. That's one. Number two, if the information was really false and silly, let's say this is really goofy information and is being censored, then why not just let it go out there and let it reveal itself for being silly? So if it's really silly and foolish, let it go on out there. And it'll be proven that way by the people, because people will use the marketplace of ideas, will use their intuition and their logic and their intelligence to be like, oh, that's actually bullshit. You didn't need to stop it or censor it. It actually will reveal itself as bullshit, because that's how the free market works, right? And it works for ideas too. And I thought that's what America was founded on. Specifically, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights is all about freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. These are things that I don't see a lot of right now when thought crime and 1984 Orwellian levels of controlling the information flow seems to be vogue right now. That's really concerning for me, especially on this beautiful thing known as the internet, which is letting us stay globally connected and in conversation even during a lockdown, right? Even during shelter in place or a quarantine. So this is really concerning for me that this is happening. And here's the third reason. And then after this, I want to keep this video short and sweet because I want to know in the comments what you all think about this. Honestly, I'm trying to view this rationally and without emotion and without getting too close to it and some of the real hatred and intensity I'm seeing a lot of people share. But by censoring content, by taking it down, because we all understand if you follow the money, I trust you understand this, if you follow the money and observe where mainstream media and platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google, who they're owned by or who's paying for what, you can follow the money. It all funnels into a few places, not very many. If they're taking videos down, if they're taking posts down, what are they saying about that post? Just think about it. So if something's posting about the pandemic, if someone's posting about the economy, someone's posting about cryptocurrency, if someone's posting about something controversial, right, a hot topic, and it gets taken down, what is that media stream saying about that content? And what's the agenda behind taking it down? Is it really to protect you from bad information? Is it to protect you? Is daddy protecting you from the bad people? Or is it just a blatant, ludicrous, absurd stifling of alternative viewpoints, whether they're true or false. I'm not even bringing that in right now. I don't pretend to know what's really going on. What I can do is see very clearly when censorship and information and thought crime is coming into this reality, much as was predicted by many thinkers and writers in the 19th and 20th century. Now that we have the internet, we're seeing it on a whole nother level. And that's just what I want to leave you with. Is censorship here to protect you? Or is it here to protect something else? Or is it meant to do the other thing? Sending y'all lots of love, peace, and power. Stay informed, stay discerning. Do not believe everything that comes across your screen, your feed, your desk. Think twice, think 3 times. And more importantly, tune in with what's really going on inside of you before you believe the next news article, the next video that someone sent you. And if something's getting taken down again and again and again and again, it might be worth paying attention to that extra long. Sending y'all lots of love. This is Kevin Orosz. Share this video if you've been feeling it. Love wins, y'all.